Hello guys. Let's start with today. I'm going to put some music on and get myself a coffee, and then we are going to start. So let's start with the music. Hi Canadians! Hello! Happy Caturday to everybody! How is everybody? Good morning Chris, good morning Kylie. Barbie was here first and Steve is here. Yay! Neurolay, good morning, good morning, good morning. We have a really beautiful, albeit cold day in Toronto, but it's going to apparently be warm, kind of like spring warm, which is really, really good. So everybody, hopefully everybody's having a coffee, and maybe if I aim it at the cards it would be better. So okay, nice to hear, Angelfish. So why is this still kind of like showing it like it's so weird, like camera is looking exactly like this, but that's not how it appears when it's kind of like facing you. So have a sip of a coffee over here and let's see what happens. Hopefully the sound is fixed. This is a different camera which is meant to be for streaming, and hopefully it's supposed to improve the reception, but we are going to see how it really works. So guys, I didn't bring the book to write this down for Barbie, so let me prepare this. Or Steve, I don't know, you guys have to figure out. Barbie, Steve also can do the stamps, so if you want you can ask him to help you, or you can go half. So let me prep this out. And actually I didn't do my prepping in terms of which sign is first, which sign is not first, so I'm just going to go actually randomly today. So let's do it. Get my special pen. And good to hear that, guys, you have the good sound. So last minute preparations. Hopefully, I guess everybody has a different, I guess Kylie is like in the middle of the night, we are here late morning, so Barbie is like still 10 o'clock. Whoa, Seattle, hello. I lived in Seattle on Mercer Island at some point of my life. So okay, so I think I am almost ready. So who do I start first? I took this gypsy card, Lenormand gypsy cards, just in case I need to clarify, and everyday witch, because hey, it's Halloween. And guess what, guys, next time we are not going to have live, and that's because it's Mr. Tiger's birthday, and I'm going to just give him the entire day. It's going to be lots of events, doing stuff. He has another Scorpio friend, Gogo. And by the way, I made Tiger have his own Instagram page, so you can find Tiger the Dogo if you're interested in dogs, because this is after all cat tarot. And so now Tiger is going to be 1 year old. It is time for me to resume that the entire family has kind of like some kind of like say in it. So it was really cute. In the morning I have to show you this photograph. It's like what I was preparing for live, and my kitty cats were waiting for me. I don't know if you can see them here. You almost like cannot see Matrix here, how dark he is in the dark. And here is Sophie. And then, as probably you heard me talking to Tiger before I started live, that's how he was. He was smiling and kind of like he wanted to be a part of it. So that's my family over here. So let's start. Let's actually, it shows better than I thought. Yeah, Tiger is like really smiley dog. I just wish he doesn't have this strong border collie tendencies. I'm working with a trainer, but I don't know if I'll be able to get it out of him, and so we will see, because sometimes he's overly protective. He attacks kids, he attacks people out of protectiveness, and it's not cool. So there you go, guys. Let's do it. Which sign am I going to do first? Let's go in order. Let's start with Aries. Aries. So Aries. And this is going to be relatively kind of like really get to the point reading, because I think this is one of the last days that we'll have like this, and we need to kind of like seize the day. So Aries, what do we have for Aries? So we have Three of Cups, we have Queen of Wands, and we have Knight of Cups. Oh my God, Aries, this might be a lovely week. You will have people around you, and you will have somebody who wants to woo you, right? Oh, creative girl, like send my love for them as well. Cats are so lovely. I cannot tell you guys how different are dogs, because I had a dog when I was very little, so needless to say probably it was my parents' dog, even though it was my Mickey dog. But oh my gosh, this is like different personality development. Or maybe I just got lucky with cats all my life. I never had cat that had issues, and they were all loving and very smart. But dog is very different from me. So Aries, you're going to have possibly a gathering with friends. In the gathering, you will feel, this kind of like so reminds me of Aries, right? Like it's somebody dominating the stage, somebody knowing what they want, somebody appearing from the outside very sexy, and you will be, I was about to say it's almost like your birthday celebration, but it's all about this Mars, which is really weekend. So when Mars is weekend, that is kind of like really weird, because this is like ruler of your planet, but that makes you feel and see to other people they're not intimidated by you. So you are going to possibly be wooed. Like, I mean, look, he's having a whole bunch of sharks swimming underneath him, which is kind of interesting. So it makes me think you'll be in a club or restaurant where you're going to be approached, especially women Aries. And if you're male Aries, you might feel very amorous, very much out of your own character. So there you go. So mods, Barbie's moderator in charge, so it's really good that you're asking her. I guess she can use some help. So what I can do, if you guys want to, just when I give you a cue, I'm going to tell you at what time the stamp is, and just write it down, and it's going to be done in a second. You will help me immensely that way, and Barbie, so it's okay that everybody's posting stamps. So the first one, Aries, is 642. Sorry, Aries, for interrupting, but I really don't care, because it's going to be just like that. You're going to have some really good times. And this is all happening still before we officially enter Mercury retrograde, even though I'm feeling Mercury retrograde. I already got my new Fitbit because it got bricked. You know, I had issues with computer, I had issues with the phone, and now Tiger's Fitbark is also kind of collapsing, and that has to be replaced. So lovely, Mercury retrograde cost me so much money. I should probably have Mercury retrograde account. So Aries, I really don't think I have anything to clarify over here, because if you're a woman, and 80% of my audience are women, you're going to feel sexy. So if you decide to stay at home and just do nothing, well, then this is not going to happen. This really tells me it's going to be some kind of gathering of friends, some celebration, something. Or if you don't have anything like that planned, make sure you go and have it, because something is going to just come out there to you. For your taste, might even look a bit kind of like cheesy, right? So it's kind of like really interesting about it. Just give it a shot. It's going to be something lovely, somebody who is going to really look up to you. So it's going to be a nice thing to have. So the next time we have Taurus, it is 1126. Taurus, the stamp is 1126. All right, Taurus, 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 Taurus. Okay. Now, you can tell it was like Safi getting the card. Wow. It looks like you'll be partying with Aries or with Leo. Oh my gosh. Same thing here. There is like some kind of celebration, guys, for you. You have the Sun, you have Strength, both of them actually belonging to Leo. And it is about gathering of a family of some sort. It kind of like does feel like celebration. It looks like it's going to be a couple of people over here. But to me, it almost looks like it could be a child birthday or something child-oriented, or it can actually really be about inner child. Inner child is kind of like really kind of like weird, because it really means you need to kind of like really nurse. Okay, Tiger, heard it. Yeah, you see how protective he is? Somebody walks by, and I live on the 3rd floor, but he just goes on top of one of my chairs where he can look through the window. You probably saw those photographs that I sent on Facebook and Instagram. And then he controls the area. He tells everybody, no, you cross the street. No, you come here. So it's very, very controlling. You can tell fixed signs are controlling, right? So Taurus, maybe you're dealing with a Leo, or you're dealing with fire sign or water sign over here. Just give it a shot. This also can mean proposal. It could mean something is a completely new beginning. It also could mean that maybe it could have been some kind of like brewing anger that is really happening below the surface or behind the scenes. Or maybe you had some kind of like disconnect from a child, and now there's like a time to kind of like pull things together. Shh, shh, shh. Quiet, Tiger. Quiet. So Leo, I also have nothing to confirm. Like usually you need to kind of like dig when there are like really bad things happening. And this really tells me, it's probably not Leo, Taurus. It really tells me that there's going to be some kind of like blossoming. And also we have the moon and the sun theme, which tells me that something business-wise is going to work really well, that something is going in a really good direction. So also Leos indicate leadership in tarot. So you might be called to step up and do some kind of like leading. So that is very, very important, right? So, so there you go. So the next one is going to be Gemini, and we have 1452. I'm marking it down just in like it takes a few times to do it. Barb is doing an amazing job. I send my stamps to Barb and she does her magic with it, so it's not going to hurt if few of us are stamping for sure. So Gemini, you have Knight of Swords. And the Gemini here, we have 6 of Wands and we have 8 of Cups. So there is going to be possibly some kind of like verbal jousting, verbal fight, which I think you're going to really win. I think it's going to feel that you're in that position of some generosity where you feel on top of the world. But this is like to me also really interesting because you have hiding this High Priestess or your Cat Tarot over here in a background, and also 6 of Pentacles. It could have been that you have a secret admirer, or that something is taking place in secrecy, and it could be literally behind your back. Because there is this essence over here that you really need to find something. You're looking for your security. You're looking for firm grounding because we have this Queen of Pentacles. That will be Capricorns, and Capricorns are bringer of the kings. And that's kind of a quiet, silent force that's happening behind the scenes kind of a thing. So it's really important to comprehend. You also might be dealing with doing something at night, and you might be also studying people, and you might be handling a little confusion, kind of like wondering, hey, you know, should I trust you? Should I not trust you? Sorry, taking my sweater off here. Like, my place is so hot and I cannot take it. 6 of Wands is definitely saying it's going to be a week of victory, but it's also going to be a week where you're understanding that something is out of balance. You are just saying, I just cannot handle this, and it almost looks like that what is on the surface is not the same thing that is going behind the scenes. So that's because of the Gemini duality. So you have to be very cautious, because on the surface you might think that you're getting ahead, but behind the scenes there is like something brewing over here. So that could be really, really different. So let's see. House. Something about a house. Somebody's watching you. Actually, this generosity is always good, but it has to be from the heart, right? It has to be something that you truly believe in, not because somebody else is going to value more because of that. Because the week is starting harshly, and the Knight of Swords is somebody who is just putting their foot down, and you say a whole bunch of stuff that you cannot take back. You know, people say, you know, words don't hurt, but they actually do hurt, and they leave a very long-term damage. So it could have been that there was a discussion of some kind, and maybe you won, but you're still thinking through it. It's still kind of like going through, resonating a whole bunch of stuff. You're kind of like regurgitating in your own head, and you're really wondering, was this right or was it wrong? Because 6 of Pentacles is about almost like some kind of like you're questioning somebody's loyalty, you're questioning somebody's generosity. It's kind of like really, really hard for you, and it could be a tidbit of little paranoia over here. So it's going to be interesting. Well, most people are here subscribers, Steve, so but it's always good to remind people that, you know, we should be here at 11. That's why I started to post this stuff on Instagram. Let me have a sip of coffee, and Cancer is going to be next. Oh, I got myself espresso machine, and now I'm actually drinking a really good coffee. It's so much better than Starbucks, and I'm saving so much money. So this is absolutely amazing over here. So Cancer is going to be at 20. This is stamp. All right. Cancer, 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 Cancer. And then over the weekend, I'm going to finish X series. Next week, I have to start with the monthlies. And I hope you guys, you didn't mind live. I think, like, I mean, X really works well on live because I'm then picking up on energy. It really helps over here. We hate Starbucks. Well, it's such expensive coffee, really, and I really don't like barista as a profession. I think it's just ridiculous, but it's just my opinion. It's like glorified McDonald's server, so don't make me, you know, like, I mean, tip you because you're so fucking fabulous. I did say the F word, sorry. Like, sometimes I do use it. So let's see, Cancer. Coffee pods. I do not buy coffee pods because that is poisoning the planet with the plastic. We are killing, literally, the moment when you use a coffee pod, you kill something. So you really have to put things in perspective. And I got this espresso machine without it. So Cancers, you have 4 of Cups, you have 7 of Pentacles, and you have also 8 of Cups. Here. I really think there is something family-wise that is going on. You might be dealing maybe stuff with at work. It could be kind of like issue to, maybe you're unhappy where you are. Maybe you're kind of like really wondering kind of like what else and what you need to change in order to kind of like get it better. Oh my goodness, I'm feeling some of you might even just leave, even though you kind of like feel, you will feel at some point that, hey, you have accomplished quite a bit and you can grow there, but I guess you're going to feel like that's all great, but will I grow with the speed? And I need to find something else. So it's going to be really a week of exploration. Be very cautious if there's like something that, you know, if you are already in a process of transferring the company, because this could mean that you feel sad, and that's Cancer thing. They always feel sad even though they hate their co-workers, but oh, I have been there for 3 years and feel sad. So that's kind of like normal over here. So that may be what's happening, but there is like something karmically that is pushing you forward. I do have to tell you that this new place, you're not going to like what I'm going to say. This new place is not going to work out. And I'm telling you this, that I don't think that you should regret things, because you are doing this to explore your boundaries and ensure that you know what makes you happy. I really think that possibly if this is business, that you're getting paid more, and that kind of like was one of those lures, but you'll learn that feeling emotionally stable is actually way more important for you than that. Now, if it's not a business or a family of some kind issue that is at play over here, then this is really telling me, and it's weird, this is how I am at the table when I'm doing the reading. I'm kind of like doing this, thinking, like putting my hands on my head. I think that as your love life, some of you might be leaving your partner with the same kind of token, saying, well, you know, this relationship, yes, it does have potential, but it doesn't really give me this joy, that spark that I would really want to have. And sometimes it can be a sign of immaturity, right, where we switch and we always want to have that honeymoon feeling present. And that's not possible, because also love goes through stages. At one point it becomes very kind of like grounded, and it kind of like really feels more like friendship, like almost like, hey, this person is a brother to me or sister to me. But you are still kind of like going to go and try to get yourself in some kind of like different situation over here. So we will see. Let me see. Thing. Unexpected joy. Money. He found freaking money. Whole bunch of money. Why don't I find the money? Like, what is like about these people? They were going around and find, I guess they didn't have banks, so kind of digging stuff in the ground was their bank. Because actually, talking about that, somebody was doing this next to the river where I live. I live in Toronto. We have few rivers. One is Don Valley and one is Humber. So Don Valley is in the east end, Humber is in the west end. So I live next to Humber. And there is like a place that I live next to. It's called Baby Point, or actually it's technically pronounced Baby Point because it was a French explorer. It was a village that basically took over. It's a little kind of like hill. So guy one day walked and he found a freaking coin. And he thought this is garbage, but then he took it and it was apparently valuable from, I don't know, like 15th century or something. It was like a huge find. So I guess it is possible, but I would prefer lots of money, even though that one coin could just really make up for it. So 8 of Cups, and there is enemy. You see, enemy can talk about X. So that's again confirming that some of you might, and this is what is really interesting. I think at this point you're not even thinking about leaving your partner. I think you are really thinking that, why am I here at this point of my life and not feeling completely happy? What is going on with me? How am I pushing things into kind of like a new direction? So there is like something that is really bothering you. So you're seeing potential in this relationship, but there is somebody who is leaving, or you might find that somebody is, maybe you're going to find that your partner has been flirting with somebody and hiding something, and that is going to make you turn around because you have been already on the fence, and now like I mean you're just deciding to kind of like move it forward. So yeah, so Barbie, are we doing Leo, or are we doing doors? What is your take, Barb? Coffee beans are the best. And you know what I like about coffee beans? I never take one mix. I actually mix it myself, and I create a mix that you cannot find anywhere else. So I really think that my coffee is way better than most coffees that you can find out there. So Barbie, maybe she's working, she's not telling me. So Leo, there she is. All right, Leo is going to be 2754. So Leo, 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 Leos. Okay, sweetie. So Barb, if you want, I can give you emails of Steve and Kylie, and you can kind of like figure out what you need for them to help you. So, and who does what, so that way we kind of like don't step over each other, because they want to help you, and I just want to make sure that you're feeling that this is not overwhelming you. So, all right, let's do it. Leo, Leo, Leo. Whoa, 10 of Swords, Ace of Pentacles, and the Devil. Now guys, this is interesting. This in 10 of Swords thing here, he is actually not dead, and there's like somebody still running, and the kitty cat is almost like saving the day over here. But the situation is not good, and it was the Star in the past. I don't know, have you dealt with an air sign in the past, or it was like some kind of communication that really didn't end well over here. So I don't know, you have maybe dealt with earth sign, with, I see a fire sign and see air signs really strongly over there, not so much water signs in the stage, which tells me it was more or less the exchange of some sort that really bothered you. Ten of Swords is not necessarily a bad card. And you're saying like Cat is showing the guy who has been stabbed 10 freaking times in his back, and this dude is running away. So my question is always, how are you stabbed 10 times in the back, right? After the first time, don't you turn around? So this really tells me you have missed lots of red flags. But this dude here, at least, he is like springing into action, right? There is like, hey, I can still grab it, and if I grab it, I can catch you, and if I catch you, I can save myself and win. So to me, this is still showing a promise of some sort. Maybe you're sort of like raising up from the ashes, just like the proverbial phoenix, right? And maybe I should zoom in this for you guys to see the cards, and let me see even if I can do it. And is it going to let me? Maybe. Nope. Weird. Yeah, this new camera is kind of like really tricky that way. So anyway, we'll deal with what we have. But then maybe it's going to be all work this week. Maybe you're going to lull yourself into, hey, how do I go about that? What do I do? You're going to have a little bit tinge of memories, sweet memories. You're going to go down a little bit, not only memory lane, but kind of like what if scenario that you'll be thinking about that. But Ace of Pentacles to me is like one of these lovely aces, which I dearly love. I love Ace of Swords as well, but this one, it says there's like something that can happen this week that is really long term, because it's absolutely ideal to turn around after 10 of Swords or after any 10, because there's like a turnaround point that is really happening. It's almost like feels that some of you may have gone through turmoil, that you have been going through a dark tunnel, and you really didn't know if you can get through it, and you had some really dark moments. But look at this, the Ten of Swords has this like huge light coming through. We have this huge light coming through as well here. Now there is a warning though over here in the situation, because the Devil is the last card. And the Devil is like, are you sure you like each other? Really? Are you sure? Because I can give you an ice cream. And he looks like Aquaman dude. And I can give you the money. So there is the temptation. You see like kind of like something boiling in the background. So maybe you got rid of quote unquote of one evil. So be careful not to jump into something bad, right? It's very important for you to kind of qualify, because the Devil means a whole bunch of stuff, that you'll be overdoing things, that there could be too much alcohol, too much drugs, too much partying. So something is all of a sudden working, like the door's already open, you're finally finding this light. And so what you do after, like you come out, you do not gather your strength properly. You just go and do all the freaking bad things, right? Just like the person who finally loses weight and not can eat everything inside. So what is happening next? You're right back in the square one. So the Devil is that clear warning that you have not necessarily learned your lesson, or that something is going to come from the past, something that is hidden in the background that is going to kind of like really play a role in the situation. So Tijuana, I do not do personal readings on live readings, because there are other people, but you can book a reading with me via my website. Look at it, it's a fortune. I don't know, guys, it could be a lottery, it could be some lucky streak of some sort, but it could be like a money temptation of some sort. So you really have to figure it out. Yes, you see, it's going to be something that's going to be happening financially so good to you, and you have to be so careful about that because it can take you on a completely wrong path. And I'm not getting much more answers other than, hey, the money can bring misfortune. I guess you can be a big lottery winner, and if you're not ready, if you don't know what to do with that, just put it in the bank for a year, seal it so you cannot touch it. So all these people who want a piece of you, you cannot give it to them because, you know, like, I mean, I was reading quite a bit about these lottery winners, and they have miserable life. Most of the money is gone within years, and they just kind of like, you need to have different habits in order to have money, and this is just given. It was a jump start, but with bad habits it goes down. So it's going to be something financially rewarding, and I would really be very careful about it because it is some kind of warning happening over there. So the next one I'm going to do is going to be my Virgo sisters and brothers at 3524. So Virgo, oh no, Barbie said that we are going to do the door. Well, anyway, let me do Virgo since I already started, and then we'll do the door. Scream at me, Barbie. Virgo, so I'm done with half. Virgo, and Virgo. Wheel of Fortune, Karma card, and the Hierophant. Five of Cups. What is going on? This Five of Cups just make no sense. It absolutely makes no sense. But I'm going to tell you what this is happening. Look at this. They're adding to 20. And 20 is Judgment card. Judgment, it means that you're clearing some kind of karmic debts. And it could have been that you are blindsided by your partner, especially if you're married. Especially if there is like this huge sense of unity that in already existing partner. And you might really feel very disappointed by the end of the week. Look at that. It's like a whole bunch of food over here on the table and preparation, but somebody didn't show up. And she feels really let down. She feels devastated. This is especially valid, guys, if you're dealing with somebody who is fire sign. Even though I see the strong influence of Jupiter and also Taurus making an appearance. So it could be Sagittarius, it could be Taurus. Wheel of Fortune is good, especially when it's like upright. And so this really means that something is going your way. So it almost like looks like even though this is a result, this is something that is actually serving you and helping you. Maybe you didn't have balance. Maybe you have been, let's say, on the bottom of the heap of some sort. Maybe you kind of like had certain goals and certain focus. Maybe you kind of like wanted to see if it's a possibility of some kind of like teamwork that can happen, right? Maybe realization that I am trying to glue this and patch this, but just making a bigger hole out of it is going to be really interesting because you might actually work with resolving confusion this entire week, and it's going to be really interesting. Hey Nicole, hi Australia. How's everything, guys? Send us some summer. You're going into this beautiful part of the year, and we are going into very, very short days. So let's see, what do I have? Desire and thief. Somebody is going to literally steal your peace of mind. You will be let down by someone, guys. But it's going to be for the best because it's I know it sounds silly. I just caught myself as I said it. Well, you know, you're going to die, but it's going to be for the best. It's not going to be the nicest moment here, I have to tell you. But you need to build upon this like two major arcana, and one of them is karmic card, meaning something is turning. Something is turning positively over here. You have been choosing between left and right, and look at this, even this card is saying this way or this way. Oh, what do I do? What do I do? How do I go about it? Even this one, there is like something I really want to point in this direction. But this is really telling me that there must be a master plan, and maybe you were focused on one person and the focus was completely wrong. If maybe you're, because this is to me marriage card as well, maybe you have maybe you want someone, you want to be with this person, and then you're realizing, I love you but your family, I don't think so. Or vice versa, that maybe you went and realized that the family of this person is just not supporting you, or friends, or a work environment, because this can actually mean work, that you have somebody very unsupportive and somebody with kind of like great difficulty that you really need to approach. So hence, you know, like, I mean, you feel that somebody just robbed you of your peace of mind, or this literally can mean also that you are going to lose something, but you will think that you have lost something, but I think the truth is going to be that somebody stole something. So be very careful of your possessions and how you deal with things. So we're going to do doors now. So what I'm going to do here, I am going to put this and then this, and of course this didn't end up anywhere, so can I put it up? Here we go. So guys, I am hiding this so I can shuffle cards without you watching me. I'm going to pull 3 cards, and the first card is going to be door number 1, second card is going to be door number 2, and the third card is going to be door number 3. And you need to make this decision which card you want to decide to be the answer to your question. And question is more or less yes or no for the general things. So let me have a sip of coffee. Okay, let's focus on the answers. Let's focus on the answers. There we go. I actually didn't see them myself, so I'm going to remove this. And why is this now not having this? There we go. Let me go back, seeing what people are chatting. So we have, whoa, door number 1, the world. The answer is yes. The answer means like you ask for some solidity. You ask for something that is going to make you have a firm footing of some sort, that you're going to accomplish something, right? Something of a value. And this is really important. You might be also dealing with Aquarius, Scorpio, Taurus, or Leo. This also means karma accomplished. You're going to really feel that you're getting it, you're winning it. This also can mean getting a job, getting a promotion. In fact, you're going to feel really glorious about this particular outcome. Well, door number 2, 10 of Swords. You have asked something that you actually don't feel it's possible. You will want something, you do want something that is really not good for you. You almost like you want the situation to be repaired. It's not in the terms of justice. I don't think you want justice. I really think that you kind of like want to take the time back, and you know this is not possible. So things are not going to be as dark as maybe you're envisioning, because I really don't think you can get anywhere ahead with this, and yet there is a part of you that wants that. So that's the conflict inside, and the answer is no. The answer is no, because you are not heading in the right direction. The answer is like you need to apply some strong rules, litmus test on it, and see and understand that something didn't pass that litmus test, and not to push it. And this is basically even warning you, telling you that you need to protect yourself from the situation. And Eight of Cups. Maybe there was a question, should they stay or should they leave, or are they going to come back, or they're going to go? And unfortunately, it looks like that it's not going to be kind of like coming together in this particular card. Not necessarily though, so I have to really clarify this card, because I don't want everybody to kind of like feel, oh, etc. Somebody really feels they need to figure out what they really want. And you know, sometimes people say, well, let's have a trial separation, or let's do that, and like we immediately thinking, oh no, this is the end. It might be the end, and this is one of those cards that doesn't tell us. But you know what, when I see this like Eight of Swords, it almost like reminds me of a cat that goes out every night for a hunt, because something is so much more fun out there, but it comes back. So this person might come back. So it's that saying, you know, they say kind of like, let it go. What is it saying? Like, if you love something, let it go, and if it was yours, it's going to come back to you, and if it doesn't, it hasn't been yours in the first place. It's a tough pill to swallow, but that's unfortunately kind of like what's going on over here. And I didn't put the doors timestamp over here, so I guess Barb will have to figure it out somewhere here. So the next one is going to be Libra. So Libra is going to be 4550. I love it how these Australians are talking about hot summers. And I was like in a winter coat a few days ago here. It was like so cold. It was like 3 degrees. And I don't know what 3 degrees is in Fahrenheit. Let's see, 38, I would say. It was cold and windy and chill, and Tiger loves cold. I mean, I don't mind cold either, but it just felt such a quick and sharp change. We had the 2 days of rain, and then all the leaves have fallen. Salmons are not jumping anymore, and so these like big salmons somebody just like probably caught and just like dumped, and it was like so sad. It was like he was like this big, and he's like not deteriorating either, which means that water is very, very polluted. So guys, do not fish salmon. Just let the fish find their mate. That's the whole idea behind that. So Libra, 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 Libra. We have Two of Cups. Let's hope it continues. Ooh, Ace of Wands and Wheel of Fortune. Oh la la, Libra. Oh guys, happy birthday to Barbie. Do you know, like, happy belated, like she had birthdays a few days ago. She's just turning 29, so everybody kind of like wish your mod a happy birthday. I completely forgot to mention this to everybody, so yay, it's all good. So Libra, this is something really good, like somebody coming from the past, possibly peeking through it. You might have the fire sign, you might have the water sign coming through it. This also can mean about trying something again. Maybe you just like strike a conversation with an old pal, with an old love, with an old friend, and then magic starts to happen. You start feeling sexy, because Libras really need to feel a certain way in order to kind of like move into the relationship, right? And it's saying Wheel of Fortune because all of a sudden, like, you're creating this magic. I see this Magician, see this Wheel of Fortune, I see the Strength over here, and almost like Ace of Wands. Look at this. Everything is like kind of like cooking over here. So I really think, guys, that maybe it has been a relationship in the past, or that you have a current relationship that feels very comfortable. But this could mean, if you already are in a relationship, there could be some stuff that maybe you have experienced somewhere in the past with somebody else. Because soulmate, just, I say to you, like, will appear in a different body. Like, you'll have the same issue and a person comes from a different body. And this is going to be your like your time to deal with this and to clear it and to clear this karma. And I really think you're going to do that very successfully. And it's the stuff that used to bother you, that you pull your hair out and scream like I'm in your head out. You're not going to feel it that way this time around. This is going to be absolutely lovely week. Nothing to confirm, nothing to clarify. You guys are going to be lucky and happy in any possible direction, in any way, shape, or form. You have all the ingredients. You don't have to seek, you don't have to look. It's almost like going to find you. Except if you stay at home and you do nothing, if you just don't communicate, then don't expect much, because this is going to be lots of motion and lots of things going on. This can also talk about healing of some kind, and it can be also physical healing, that certain things need to be addressed. So that's really important thing to see. The next one is Scorpio 4942. So let's see, Scorpio, 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 Scorpio. Barbie, did you have a good birthday? You didn't tell me. Like, you were like very coy about what has happened. Do tell, do tell. Let me have a sip of coffee, almost lost. What do you mean no sound? You guys have no sound? I didn't touch anything here. It's frozen. Oh, no. Scorpio, look at this. Like, we have Scorpios. Yay, Scorpio. So Scorpios, your Scorpio season is almost coming up. I will be also announcing the pre-sale of my annual Tarotscopes, which is, I guess, becoming a tradition. It kind of like wears me out, because Scorpio season, and I love to do it during Scorpio season because I have the extra intuition. It's such perfect timing, and then I'm kind of like finished with them, let's say by the beginning of December. So with the monthlies, I'll be announcing. It's usually $19.99. Is it? One. Yeah, it's $19.99 one, and I think all of them are $39.99, something like that, right? So, and then it goes up once when I do it. Once when I do over 80%, then it goes to $29.99 for one and $59.99, I mean, or $30.60, right? Kind of a thing. But let's check what's going on for Scorpio. Scorpio, you have strength. You have Five of Swords. Woohoo! The Death card. You are coming in a situation of power, and keep in mind that we are going through this shift. And I think this, to me, more than anything else, is talking about this fixed signs, kind of like power that we are really going through it. And look at this, you have the karma card, justice, hiding in a background. This is extremely powerful reading, Scorpio. Actually, I could go on this for quite a while. You also have the Ace of Cups, Justice, and Three of Cups hiding in the background. Just wanted to see, to get a little bit more information. So something is, guys, happening where maybe you're deciding that something went too far on some kind of like level, and that certain things you're no longer going to tolerate. But interestingly enough, before you would maybe go in a kind of like head-on clash, and you would go in a big debate and big clarifications, but this time around you're not even bothering. You're so done with some kind of karmic lessons, guys. You are so freaking done. It looks like you have people badgering you, and and teasing you and doing stuff, and you're saying, I don't care. I just don't care. Just everybody leave me alone. Which is going to be absolutely spectacularly powerful, because this week is going to be really prequel to Halloween. And Halloween, we all play out on the ghosts, and we take it as a child game, but it's actually quite serious, because spirits are everywhere around us, and it is a really good time to shed the old skin, if you wish. You have, guys, learned some master lessons that you have been going through for maybe quite a while. And those master lessons almost like are giving the entry to a new love and to the new celebration, the new friendship. And at the same time, uh, it's almost like you're inviting goodness and you're putting your foot down when it comes to situations that it could be legal, it could be that you're kind of like dealing with, kind of like trying to find this like perfect balance. Maybe you have kids that are the issues, kind of like me with tiger situation over here. And I really think that you're realizing there was like one thing that you had, that you on some level experienced fear, and on some level you didn't want to come across as too arrogant. And I really think that is now shifting. There's like something that is ending clearly, like the justice and death. It could be relationship, it could be something, but I think it's you who is putting the final touches on it. And this clearly talks about words, and clearly talks about somebody's not going to like it. And I really think under normal circumstances, given these cards, you would really go out of your way to connect emotionally with this person and try to resolve the situation in a soft, possible way. No, not this time. And in fact, you're going to realize that you didn't go out of your way to be harsh. You just stated your case, and everything kind of like works out. The death is the death card is basically the transformational card, which, yeah, your sign basically draws all this energy on this. Look, what it was, it worked for me at that period of time, but it doesn't work for me anymore. I really need to go in a new direction. I need to kind of like do things, deal with things differently. So death is transformation, which could mean you have to ask your questions. How do I want to emerge? What do I really want for myself? So the entire week is going to be kind of like catered toward that way. So that's going to be really, really interesting. Yeah, look at this. Lover and money. Lover and money. What does this mean? Is it somebody that actually has money? Have you been dealing maybe with people who are great, but maybe, like as I call them, Klingons, they cannot really stand on their own feet? And it's not that you mind supporting others, that's not a problem at all. And maybe this is why this balance is coming through. Maybe you're saying, well, how about somebody, takes care of me? How about somebody is saying, well, you know what, we will be the partners, we are together, we are team? Because that's what I see. I also see that you'll have great support from your friends, and you're going to be able to differentiate who is there for you and who is not there for you. So that's going to be very, very interesting over here. Scorpio, very good week. You are going to flourish around the 24th when we are switching to Scorpio. It's going to be amazing. So I'm so actually looking forward right now to monthly readings and to annual readings, because I can see the energy coming through this. So the next one is going to be Sagittarius. So Sagittarius is going to be 5720. Okay, Sagittarius. Let's see, Sagittarius. Barbie, you didn't tell us how you spent your birthday, or did I miss it? Maybe you did. I was looking down in the cards. Sagittarius. Whoa, we have 8 of Swords and the 6 of Swords and Page of Pentacles. I don't know, Sagittarius. Any Sagittarian over here? 8 of Swords to me, it's always a card that really, ooh, look at the justices behind it. I was just about to say we have 2 or 3 cards in this deck. We have 3 cards with the blindfold on, and you got 2 out of them. So there is like the sense of indecision. You might be dealing with Libra, or you might have Venus in Libra, something really, really strongly resonating inside of you, and you're not really sure how to really pull it. Look at him, the Six of Swords over here, like having this moon in the background instead of like the regular daylight as is in the other cards. It is like the understand. It's going to be lots of words that are really happening over here, and I really think, look at this, air, air, air. Let me see what's hiding there. It's Ace of Pentacles, and here's the Lovers and the air. I think, guys, that this is something about the past. There is like something that somebody feels constrained, that somebody feels there's like maybe no communication whatsoever, but there's like still enormous energy that is basically being felt, right? Wow, look at this. You got all the air signs. I don't know, are you dealing with an air sign of some sort, or there's like huge, you see, the air is very spiritual. The air is really dealing with the higher concepts, right? So the air would be the master of science and also spirituality at the same time, and it can kind of like merge the two. And I really think there is like, you are like transferring, like the Six of Swords to me is bridge over troubled waters. Maybe a Sagittarian wanted to be somewhere, desperately wanted to do something, but they couldn't. They couldn't because of their own situation, or they have been blocked. But interestingly enough, because the Page of Pentacles is pretty much like Ace of Pentacles, that they're like almost like doubling up over here, that there is like a new door opening for you. In Six of Swords, we never know where they will end up. We just know, like, I mean, hey, you know what, like, I mean, save your soul kind of a thing. Let's just grab your valuables and go. It's kind of like it was a situation that looks like cost you badly, and you felt really immobilized, or as I said, on the other side of that kind of like story, you could have been blocked. Maybe somebody was blocking you, somebody was not responding. To me, sometimes I see partners who are, let's say, in a relationship, and I see lots of people get themselves involved in relationships versus there is a third party, and they truly kind of like want to kind of like have that merge happening, but the merge doesn't happen because things get complicated. They cannot leave their partner as easily, or they have second thoughts, or the family steps in, or the friends step in, and now like the situation of the two people is becoming like situation of community, and it's really, really difficult. With having all these air signs means the energy is much higher than you, and it really means that your higher spirit or angels are really working overtime on your behalf. The message here is like you need to ground yourself. You need to set your goals. You need to set direction in where you want to go. Look at this. This is a map, and even though he has a map, he's still tossing a coin, and he's saying, where do I want to go? And that's really happy-go-lucky. It almost like you're feeling there is like finality of some sort that has to happen, and that you definitely maybe couldn't do something in the past, but now you can. So there is like an opportunity that you can seize the day. You can seize this opportunity, and almost like could be more than one, and it's going to be very, very important for you to take it. This week is going to be crucially important. It can be crucially important about the choice of the partners. Do you really want to stay in the situation with the partner, or if you don't have a partner, it could be appearance of someone who can actually even look like a soulmate, or it could be something that you really need to work it through, but it does have a potential this time around. So that's going to be very, very interesting over here. Wow, that's a very strong air. Oh my gosh, all three. I just can't even believe it. So I see we have some Sages over here. Well, I see people from Australia here. Like, I mean, actually, funny enough, when I look at my stats, like the country number 1 is US. So thank you guys, Americans. Then country number 2 is Australia. Country number 2 is the UK, and then only then is Canada. So I guess maybe I should kind of like let Canadians know that this is a Canadian thing. So now we are, guys, going into Capricorn, and Capricorn is going to be on 1 hour, 3 minutes, and 35 seconds. Okay. Capricorn. Capricorn. Oh, Barbie's saying never mind. Barbie's saying let's do the doors. Okay, let's do the doors. I need to erase this. I need to erase this. I need to erase this. I'm sorry, guys. See, this is what happens when I'm trying to be administrative person and reading, and thank you very much for trying to help. I just want to make sure I can tell I'm a fixed size. I'm very controlling. I want to make sure that, you know, we kind of like have a system before we get there. All right, let's do the doors. Let's do the doors. Think of a question. I'm going to pull one card on the left, one card in the center, one card on the right, and I'm going to tell you if it's going to be yes or no. And even if that question that you have asked is even a proper question. Okay, let's cut these cards. And there we go. All right. Just give me a second. Okay. Let's remove this. So, the card number 1 is 10 of Cups reversed. So you guys here are possibly asking for some kind of happiness, right? So that happiness might not be there. You're just saying to yourself, I just wish, I just really hope, I just really want to go in this direction. But when the 10 of Cups reverses, it's really saying that one party is really hopeful and it's not necessarily all falling into place. So this situation still is developing, and it's not going to develop to the full fruition this particular week. So the door number 2, whoa, it's a 7 of Swords. And you know, I told you, if you followed me when I had this really bad breakup, that really left me wondering, like, hey, what is it I want really in life if I have such a bad breakup? This has been happening and coming out from my ex all the time, upright. It's a betrayal. It's kind of like nonsense. So don't even get me going on this one. Lies. But this is reversed, and I used to think the reversed is similar, but it isn't. Because it came to me in a meditation that in reverse is like aha moment. Inverse is like finally getting this closure, finally getting this clarity. So it's going to be something here that cannot go toward, because this question that you ask, if you want to go in some direction, is telling you, no, that's a dead end street. And you have to get that clarity to understand why this really shouldn't be going in that direction. So you really need to ask yourself about this question. And the last is like 5 of Wands. So this can be kind of like halfway accomplishment of this question, which basically means that you will need to put your foot down. But just because you're putting your foot down, it doesn't mean you're going to get everything you need. It's going to be quite a bit of compromise. It's going to be quite a bit of, hey, you know, give a little bit, take a little bit. It's going to need to be redefined, which is actually really lovely. In order to create some kind of like new rules, a new agreement, negotiation will have to take place. So depending on how you negotiate, this can be a very happy ending, or if you're too much of a tough guy, it might just all fall apart. So you really need to apply agility and flexibility over here in this situation. So hopefully that's kind of like working out. So now we are going back to Capricorn. So it's 108, 04, Capricorn, 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 Capricorn. You just need to refresh the screen, Kylie, if it freezes. On my end, it's continuously green. I have switch a little bit of things. I don't know. So you cannot go back right now during the read. Oh, look at this. We are getting the shower of the sun energy over here. So Capricorn, Capricorn, Capricorn. So Kylie is in charge of Aussies over there. I guess Barbie is in charge of Americans, and Steve is in charge of Europeans. So that's kind of like awesome. We have like 3 continent moderators. Isn't this lovely? So Capricorn, you have 8 of Pentacles, you have Page of Cups, and you have the Hangman. This is overall good. You're like getting into some kind of like mature energy stuff. 8 of Pentacles is, look, you know, I am cooking this recipe and I'm putting the final touches, but as you know, these final touches can be very damaging as well. Like, have you ever painted a painting and it was so freaking perfect, and add a little bit here, add a little bit here, and it goes off the rails, right? Or if you paint like Mona Lisa, you put one of those big dollar ghetto signs, it's just like it's gone forever. So there is like this kind of like fine balance that she needs to have in order for this recipe to work, right? And the Page of Cups really means also that you need to be very open-minded. It could be somebody wooing you this particular week. It could be some sort of, hey, kind of like, let's get together. There's like also number 20 that is hiding over here, which is Judgment. I really think you guys might have not one, but 2 people to deal with in this particular period. And it's going to make you, it's going to be very difficult decision. It almost looks like it could be a romance of some kind of like sort coming your way. And both of these people, actually, believe it or not, are soulmates. But they'll be acting in a very different way, and none of them will act in a way that you will find it's a shoe that fits. One of them, it's going to be a good conversationalist, but not necessarily very attractive. But the more and more and more time you spend with this person, then more and more and more this person will just go under your skin and become irreplaceable. And also there's like somebody you can bounce off different ideas, while the other one can be, let's do stuff, let's go play golf, let's go here. It's going to be very much action oriented, which is very appealing and very exciting in the beginning, but then after a while it almost like feels like you just finished the season of Bachelorette or Bachelor. It's like, okay, great, I love volcanoes, I love this stuff, but I'm just tired, I want to be homebody kind of a thing, right? And hence it's going to be really hard for you to pick, and you're going to end up into wondering, where do I go with this? Because look, he's holding the key over here and the lock is here, so you just have to find a way. It's kind of weird because of the gravity, lock has fallen this way, so it's kind of hard to work it. It's almost like swimming against the stream. But the Hangman also has a quality of earth, and it's basically saying, hey, you really have to try to see this entire situation from somebody else's eyes, and you maybe shouldn't control the situation, just let it go. I really think at this period of time, especially if you're starting to date, you should maybe date both of these people and for a while, and not to go deep with either until you really figure out that recipe. And the recipe is which one of them will more accommodate toward you, because sparks are there. You're feeling that you're opening up, you're feeling you're going in this direction, so it's all kind of like lovely over here. I actually do want to check this Hangman for you here. Look at this again, Lover and Judge. Mind you, the King of Swords sometimes can also present the Judge, and to me that it can represent proposal. It can represent that you're realizing seriousness of this connection. Maybe you're still thinking, maybe you're thinking about proposing. Maybe you are kind of like really saying, really, I need to do it, but you know, I love this person this much, but there are other people that pique my interest. Is this normal? And you will be going through this phase of thinking through it, right? And how to go about that. Or this also could mean that you're going to try to figure out way how to fulfill this person's needs, and finally kind of like decide to kind of like, okay, let me go very far and see, for example, if I try to kind of like be that missing link for this person, how difficult that will be for me, because that will be the lifetime of this if I decide to go with this person. So that is really very important, right? So it's important. All right, the next one is my Aquarian fellows. Do we have any Aquarians over here? So it is like 1 in 14 Aquarians. Let me shuffle the cards. Aquarians. So yeah, 10, 19, 19. It is like 1 and 0 is 10. So this is 1, 1, 1. So you have like 3 ones as well, interestingly enough, in a completely different time zone. So you're 7 hours ahead, I guess, in Estonia from me. All right, Pisces. This one wants to go out. And there is the 7 of Swords. It's a little bit different in this deck. Woo! Cards for you are jumping. Cards for us are jumping out. I told you, this is my freaking ex's energy. It's haunting me. I'm pretty sure he's still thinking about me, and he would be telling me things, oh, you're so dependent on me and I wish you're more independent, which couldn't be worse insult, because I'm really independent and never dependent on someone. So when I pulled the plug, I pulled the plug. It was the New Year's Eve. I said, well, you know, I think you need to clear your own situation. I need to clear who you are, what you want. And I do not think this is going to happen in this lifetime. I do wish you all the best. And let's leave this in the old year and let's move it forward. And I have never looked back. So I know that he was checking my LinkedIn profile and I blocked him there. I blocked the Facebook. And I still have a feeling that he's still thinking, because look at this, we guys are coming out as Queen of Swords. So Aqua, you're getting reading galore. So 7 of Swords. Look at it in this card, like, I mean, you're looking for something hidden, and like almost looks like these are those psychic balls over here happening. And this person has an eye on these 2 swords. Should I grab this as well? Can I take it? Or if I pull them, I'm going to wake up all these people in this house. So, you know, don't touch the bear when it sleeps, kind of a thing. Then we have the Hermit, which can describe kind of like thinking through the situation, wondering what's the wisdom that is coming through from this entire situation, right? Hi James, nice to see you. Look at this, we have more guys on live. This is so lovely to see. So Steve is not, Steve and Chris are here usually, so that's more guys. That's awesome energy. Then we have 3 of Wands, we have 7 of Cups, we have Queen of Swords, we have Knight of Swords, we have 6 of Wands, and we have 6 of Pentacles. You know, 7, 7, 6, 6. So 13 and 13, right? And yet 13 and 13 make 26, which is 8. And 8 is the strength card in tarot, which is sort of like a lower vibration of our own card, Star. So this is really telling me that maybe some Aquarians here took a stand of wait and see, and kind of like for Aquarians who are in, like almost like a cat. We Aquarians are like cats. We find everything is interesting, absolutely everything. And sometimes like we perceive certain things and then just like see the puffy cat, and sometimes we are just like really curious about that. But it almost like sounds like that we kind of like have been going through some situation that requires thought, that requires peace. And this week could be one of those weeks where we are pushing things in a new direction. 3 of Wands is always about new beginnings. 3 of Wands is about, okay, I have my ducks in a row. I have spent enough time thinking through it, setting my goals, but now I have to kind of like put them forward. I need to work. And there is like this proverbial imagination. Mind you, she's coming here and is telling, I want this, I want this, I want this, I want this, I want this. Actually, until the woman is waiting. Okay, so do you really know what you want? Look, even the kitty is here licking the paws. Okay, whatever. Just figure out what you want. And this is actually really good news, because I feel if this is happening and we are getting two aspects of sevens and two aspects of how we have to look at our goals, we felt that no matter what we start is like ending up in failure. No matter what we start, people are almost like agitated. And it was a situation, and I felt this also in the latest Aquarian readings, and I love here because it shows this crystal. She's like sitting on a basically throne of crystals, and she has all the scrolls and all the wisdoms that she has already mastered. This is opening up this new creative phase, the new opportunity, the new ability to communicate. In this particular case, because the Knight of Wands is Six of Swords, we are putting our foot down. And look at these last two sixes over here, the Six of Wands, the Six of Pentacles. We might actually finally feel there is like this lightness. Did anybody read that book, The Unbearable Lightness of Being by Kundera? It's kind of a thing about a woman that came in a man's life, and he really didn't want her around. He was very happy where he was, very independent, and maybe even arrogant, as we can see it here in the Knight of Swords. But she had her way that was so authentic that by the end he just couldn't resist her. So it is a really lovely book to read. It should be required reading. It was required reading in Croatia where I grew up, but I do recommend you guys read this book. It's kind of like really interesting. So my dear Aquarians, it's going to be the doors opening for us to feel powerful, to us to feel hopeful, for us to feel we are finally going somewhere. And just like that, so many different things can happen, that we are going to be more than willing to abandon our aloneness. Not loneliness. I don't think it was loneliness, but I think it was quite a bit of a lone thing, or feeling lonely, or feeling alone, rather to say, even if there was a couplehood. And now there is like a feeling that other people are taking care of us, that other people are sponsoring us, that other people are generous, that we are getting things. This can also mean a new job. This can also mean kind of like really going in a new direction. So I think this is absolutely lovely going forward, Aquarius. Nothing to clarify. The Queen of Swords is standing strongly on the throne. Lessons are learned, and yeah, we are now strong enough that we know that people will betray us. It's going to happen, but we know that also we are able to withstand it. We are going to be strong, and we have the wisdom of how to deal with that, because it looks like last time around they have sidetracked us in this direction. And the last are sweet Pisces. So it is 1, 21, 40. So let's see, Pisces, 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 Pisces. I have to say I have 2 cats and a dog, and I still like cats more. I mean, I'm still bonding with Tiger. I mean, he has this enormous sense of he needs to protect me, which I want him to be a child. I want it to be a parent. So if I don't manage to turn it around, it will be really hard for us to truly bond. But we are getting better. So I need to learn quite a bit about dogs. It's unknown territory for me. So, oh, there we have a Pisces Sun. Hi, Stephanie. Pisces. We have Queen of Cups. So that would be you guys, your energy. Ooh, we have a 4 Wands. Oh, and we have a King of Cups. This is like almost like one of those like things that you would set up to show somebody, well, this is the ideal situation, and this is kind of like what kind of like can happen. And then also you have 7 of Pentacles, 9 of Cups, and 2 of Pentacles. So don't mess it up with 2 of Pentacles. Don't say, well, you know, I'm afraid. This kind of like means that there's some kind of celebration. If you guys are a couple, something is going to happen that is going to be, okay, let's go to the next stage. Let's move in together. Let's be serious. Let's introduce each other to our parents. Or let's get married. or let's have a child. It's going to be something, some kind of celebration. It's going to be finding your mate. And this actually could mean that you also have, it's completely emotional. You could be another water sign, but it could be just simply emotional and satisfactory on all levels. And like you have also this wish card, you just kind of like hand do it. And I really think this is not a decision that came through in a kind of like really kind of like immature level, because it was something that you have been thinking through and something that you really needed to deal with. So I don't know what to tell you other than I'm really envious. You kind of like set certain things up properly. Maybe certain things you were just expecting when it's going to be this growth spur, when it's going to kind of like bloom entirely, because it kind of like felt it took its sweet time to get there. So that's maybe why you still have this little bit of hesitation from like Two of Pentacles, kind of like is going to be too much for me to take. I definitely don't feel here that this is juggling, that anybody's doing juggling of any kind. So I really think, guys, that this is like an amazing opportunity right now of balancing certain things, and you're pulling yourself into this balance. You are kind of moving it forward lovingly and with wide eyes open, so you know what you're getting yourself into it. If you guys don't have a partner, then you definitely need to go to as many places, to as many events as possible. And you actually might be surprised. It's not necessarily going to be organized where you have to have a group of people going together. It could be even, for example, that you'll be in a bookstore and somebody's going to strike a conversation and going to meet this person. You might even meet people in a coffee line or something like that, because it's going to have a lovely energy with you being who you are and the other person being as gentle and as kind of like on your vibe as it basically it gets. So this is really, really important over here to see. So, and I think now Barbie is going to say, well, let's do a mini reading for the group that is here. We have a little bit less people, so I can do that. And this is just for us over here. The doors are for everybody, but this is going to be just for us. So it's going to be just mini reading, 3 cards, and let's see. I'm not even putting this in the stamps. Let's see what we get. Okay, I hear, isn't this amazing? Like they have to, or maybe that's alarm. Well, the whole neighborhood has to know. My cat got a mouse in their house and put him in bed one time. I know they do that because they said, you have no idea how to hunt. I never seen you hunt. They just see us bringing these bags home, right? And they're wondering, like, I mean, but hunt? Human? Hunt? I have to do a hunting for you? Or I think that could be sharing, because we are bringing all these bags and then they want to kind of like pull their own share. Ooh, look at this. 5 of Pentacles, Queen of Swords, and Justice. Holy moly. So this is clearly Libra coming through over here, guys. It's a Libran energy. And I think for those of us 17 over here, it kind of like maybe felt that we are a little bit isolated, that maybe we are pushed aside, that we are misunderstood. And we had to kind of like sift the good from bad, and it was really hard. I feel that some of us might be just walking away from certain situations and certain peoples. Maybe we're going to realize we're maybe going to realize that we fell into routine, and that routine indicated repeating the same thing over and over, and that we need to kind of like get creative. We need to kind of like look into kind of like different things. Both of them here are holding these swords up. You see this? Look at the world is hiding, and also the 9 of Swords. So the reputation or fear or sense that there is some kind of anxiety is going to finally stop. There is like something that is really moving forward in a way that we are deciding, well, we need to build something, or even if we need to start from the scratch. There is like this level of maturity, but there's also a level of fairness. It's kind of like saying, well, you know, I need to be fair to the others, but I need to be fair to myself. And there is like this kind of like pulling into this balance. Justice is about balance, even though in this deck the scales are not balanced. And I think that's the goal. Everybody has to figure out what they need. And look at this, like two karma cards together. And the world means we are just about to completely clean certain karmic lessons. And I really think this really means being a better human. We have to also see if we have been, if we are true friends for the others. Do we really ask, hey, how are you? Is there anything I can do? I mean, that's all we need to do. And it's going to come back to us, yeah, please help me with this. Or no, maybe they're not ready. Maybe they don't want to. Maybe they need to deal on their issues on their own. And there is like this essence of feeling in charge, feeling empowered, feeling this quiet confidence, and feeling like, well, I have earned my wrinkles, I have earned my scars, and I am not going to shun them. I'm not going to put it down, because this is really, really important. And the scales are finally balancing. There is almost like, I'm going to miss you next week, because there is no reading next week, but it kind of feels that in these 2 weeks that are coming up, the shift is going to happen for us here. Oh, thank you, Aussie. Very sweet of you. Oh, love 555. It's like my favorite number is actually 555. So thank you so much, guys. So that's all that I have over here for you guys. And I hope you guys are going to have a beautiful weekend and beautiful Halloween. And yeah, I'll be letting you know, because there is a countdown. So we are talking 7 days up to Tiger's basically birthday, and it's so big. They tell you, you know, this time flies by so quickly. And I kind of like had it in mind every day, and I was taking pictures, but I still feel like I missed so much. And so I'm going to try to do in these 7 days as much as I can. Thank you so much, everybody. I really appreciate everybody around. Have a wonderful weekend and wonderful next 2 weeks. And I'm going to let the music play for a little while so we can still say bye-bye, and then I'll talk to you soon. All the best, guys.